Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays with Stephanie. I am Stephanie Bulkin, your host, and I am super excited and I can't even wait to have this conversation with my friend and colleague, Laura Foster from Souls Healing Humanity. Thank you, Laura.
Oh, thank you. This is awesome. What
I
a blast.
cannot, yay! I cannot wait to have this conversation. I can't tell you. I mean, we've done this before. You participated in my events before. You've had so much fun with your conversations and your talks. I love this opportunity. So I cannot wait to dive in. Okay. So, what we were talking about before we hit record was the importance of becoming your own guru. So, I'd love for you to dive into that and just talk about like why. What is so important about that?
My main point is, do you know who knows what's best for you? It's not your partner. It's not your mama. It's not your daddy. It's not the one-eyed cat down the street. It's you, baby. It's you. But here's the thing. It's not your programmed you. It's your real you true self, your soul, your spirit, your wise ass motherfucker. It's under all of that. So I want to just be, I always give it to you straight with no fucking chaser. If you're looking or you're listening, it's like, ooh, this is another cool guru and she's going to give me 10 steps on how to unfuck my life. No, I'm not. I'm not your gal. What I'm passionate about is you becoming your own guru because you know what's best for you. So yeah, that's what sets me on fire and gets me up every morning.
I love it. I love it. So, it is something that has always resonated with me. Your message about just honoring yourself, your true self, has been a big part of my own journey and realizing that I needed to get out of my own way and stop being so attached to all the people and all the things and all the business opportunities and all of that and realize that there's so much more depth
Mhm.
just being in my soul, in myself, and so thank you for the inspiration.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, the other
Yes.
thing I do want to say about becoming your own guru is that I see and I sense the urgency for humanity. And there is no better time for you to become your own guru because we even have AI in the game now. And I don't know how I feel about AI, to be honest with you, but I know that there's a lot of content being created, AI generated. And I'm sorry, last I checked, AI is not human. So what can it possibly know about the depth of our human experience? So I think that's also a really important thing. Settle in and become your own guru. And the other thing is, no one else can do that work for you. Like I said, if you're looking for something external to still fix you, number one, you're not broken. But if you're still looking for that next guru, that next person that has a bazillion followers on TikTok or Instagram or whatever to fix your life, I'm not your gal. I'm about giving you all the wisdom I have, and I don't have all the answers, but I'm about giving you everything that I've learned so you can become your own guru. And that's powerful.
It is powerful. I have navigated in this world as a healer myself and like really recognizing people's belief that they are broken. And I'd love to touch on that subject. What would you say is the first step in realizing that you're not broken? What is it that is like that aha moment?
I think each human comes to that in their lifetime if they're designed to come to that. Some people are not, and that's okay. But it's awareness. It's the base platform of the holistic scaffolding, which we'll get to in just a moment. But it's that own awareness. And I call them moments of change in my book, Fed Up, Not Fucked Up. But you come to this place in your life where you're like, you draw your line in the sand. So where to
Mhm.
start? It's like, what can I just not stand anymore? I just can't do it another day. I'm living in fear. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm depressed. Whatever that is, it's a gift. It's a
Yes.
gift for you. That's where to
Oh, big
start.
time.
And
Big time.
and then you have to take the steps, your own human, not somebody else. No one can do your work of quitting shit. You got to quit it. Take away stuff.
Yep. Yep. So you brought up holistic scaffolding, which is your magic and what you brought into the planet, and thank you for that. Let's talk a little bit about the scaffolding and how
Okay.
this works for people. How can we work through it?
And first of all, I want to say that I've been a conduit. It came from the multiverse
Mhm.
universe, whatever you want to call it. It came through me for humanity. So it's a gift for humanity. Um, so I didn't like create it, but I've been honored to have it.
Yes.
It is a technology. It is an operating system. It is very simplistic. There are 6 platforms to the holistic scaffolding. And once you learn those, and the reason I call it a technology and an operating system is because once you learn it, it runs in the background. And then when you're
Mm,
dealing with things, that stuff that triggers you, it comes to the foreground. So you have these platforms that you can utilize. What are the platforms? Now, I want you to know I'm going to present them in a linear fashion. They're available at soulshealinghumanity.com completely for free. So if you're listening and you want a visual, you can go to soulshealinghumanity.com and see what I'm talking about. But there's the 6 platforms, basically awareness, then celebrating you, accepting all of you, uh, knowledge and tools, triumphs and tantrums, and alignment. Now, when you look at the holistic scaffolding, you're like, well, man, I know all that. Yeah, the beauty is that it's so simplistic. But here's the thing. And it's not a linear step. It's like, oh, I've mastered awareness. I'm going to go to celebrating you. No, it's not like that. There is a figure eight in the background of the holistic scaffolding that came through from the universe. You turn that on its side, it's an infinity symbol. You are constantly, you may be in awareness and then you may be also on triumphs and tantrums at the same time. The difference with holistic scaffolding is that we don't spend a lot of time. We get you out of the blame game and victimhood. We don't have
mm,
time for that shit, people. We just don't have time for it.
seriously.
But it also honors your full experience as a human. So we're also not saying, oh, once you're awakened, and this was a misconception I had. It's like, oh, once I get spiritually awakened, man, I'm gonna be riding around, I'm gonna have unicorn farts, and it's gonna be fabulous. I was like, shit, I've done all this work and I'm still dealing with stuff. Yeah, you are. But the holistic scaffolding, you're your own guru. You deal with it at your own pace, but it's packed with wisdom, wisdom wand, wisdom nuggets that, yeah, you can handle anything. And I mean
Truly,
anything.
truly, truly. And that I think is one of your biggest messages is, when you become your own guru, you become the person that you look to when you have any kind of struggle in your life. You become the person that you can depend on. And you don't need a savior. You don't need somebody else to come in and provide for you. You're providing for yourself in such a deep way that it makes life so much easier.
It does. It does. It makes it easier. And one of the platforms that I do want to touch on today, because I feel like somebody out there listening needs to hear this, is the accepting all of you platform,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we have been so programmed not to accept our full cornucopia of our human experience. I know we've
Mhm.
all had this programming, even as a child. It was acceptable to feel and think and act a certain way. And this slice over here where, you cried and you were mad, or it wasn't accepted. I'm 56 years old, so I grew up hearing, quit all that crying. I'm going to give you something to cry about. Now,
Mhm.
here's the difference with Souls Healing Humanity. We're not going back and excavating all the things that my mom and my granny did wrong. They did the best they could. I'm not going to blame them. but I have an understanding of that. And then I can accept all of me. So when I'm triggered, I'm like, oh, that's triggering that part of me that I still need to love and do my own work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's continual. It's not a one and done kind of process. You actually
Mhm.
have to keep doing the work. Absolutely. So I'd love to talk about your revised platform. So what inspired you to make everything free? How did this happen?
Well, this is just my own journey. I started Soul Healing Humanity about 2.5 years ago as a company because I had people like they knew about the holistic scaffolding, they saw my transformation and how I live my life. And they're like, oh, you got to just, So I set it up as a company and I hired beautiful people. And I want you to know these goddesses, they're amazing. There's nothing they did wrong at all, but I did the traditional stuff of the marketing. It's like get a little workbook and get an email list and upsell people, have a course, you'll reach more people. That was my desire is to reach more people. But Stephanie, it was never in alignment with my true self. Even selling courses and yeah, I never made money. Just like I mean, that was like, yeah, I was like, oh, but it was never driven by money. And it was like it was just not in alignment with me. Holistic scaffolding, like I said, is for humanity. It's a gift for humans that are ready. It's not for me to make any kind of money off of. So a few months ago, I'm like, fuck this shit. I just assembled the entire company. It's no longer a company. And I'm like, I'm just gonna give everything away for free. Now my partner, and there's been business people along the way, no investors, but they're like, have you lost your mind? And I'm like, yeah, I have. It's not a bad thing. I'm in alignment with my true self. I want to give this away as much as I can. I don't want any kind of barrier, no financial barrier. When people click on my website, I don't want them to go, oh God, I'm going to get this little bit free, but what's she going to sell me? Nothing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a completely different model than a lot of people would even expect from a guru, right?
yeah. And and I just want to say there's no judgment. And I know most people still out there are doing kind of a traditional, there's absolutely no judgment. And I think it's wonderful whatever people decide to do. But I had to be in alignment with my true self.
I
Yeah.
think that's a
And that's
powerful
that's
statement.
that's
Yeah.
what it took. So
Yeah. So let's get into what's available now. So if somebody does go to your website, what do they get?
they can right on the homepage, and that's always that's been the last year. So you can see what the holistic scaffolding is. And then you can actually immediate download. I don't even have an email list. I had an email list of over 3,000 people. I let them know. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. So you can get the Fed Up, Not Fucked Up, an immediate download of the book. I don't even want your email list or email at all. I know that's just really crazy. You can get the Fed Up, Not Fucked Up workbook, which is over 200 pages that walks you through like how to really use it and ideas and journal prompts and all that kind of stuff. Um, Also, there is Unleash Your Inner Guru. There's a link. There is a free course that I did through Humanities Team. And if you don't know who Humanities Team is, it's humanitiesteam.org. Again, they're not a company. They are the largest consciousness awareness platform on the planet. And my course is there for free. Unleash Your Inner Guru. So there's a workbook. Actually, Stephanie did the workbook for me that's there. And it's like 7 little mini lessons on how to use the holistic scaffolding, becoming your own guru. That's there completely for free. And also my quit shit workbook, which is fun. We talked about where to start. We've all been brainwashed to think, oh, your cup runneth over. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, not wonderful. Too busy doing so much shit for everybody else. Your cup's so full, you have no room in there even to do some of the woo woo shit you want to do. And I
Mhm.
say woo woo is in a loving thing. I mean, there's not judgment there. You want to do crystals? I do breath work. I do yoga nidra every day. I do all kinds of woo woo shit. Hell, I don't wear shoes. I travel the planet barefoot. I don't think it gets any more woo woo than that. Uh, so, but you've got to take things out. So the quit shit list is a fun way. There's like 50 things to quit, and just kind of it's just a fun workbook. So it's kind of tongue in cheek, and yeah. So.
I love it. I love it. So, where are you on the planet now?
I'm actually in Asuncion, Paraguay. So, yeah, kind of in the middle of South America where it is summer. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. It's not super cold here in Phoenix, but
Yeah.
there are people
Oh,
experiencing snow still right now.
yeah. So,
Different
yeah,
perspective.
no
Yeah,
snow.
I think I saw a post with you sitting on a beach and you're like all barefoot and comfortable and yeah,
Yeah.
summertime. That's lovely. So how do you live your life in Paraguay? What does your day look like when you wake up and you just do your day?
That's so interesting because I've come to a place in my life that my life is simple because I've designed it that way.
Yeah.
I don't own a house. I don't own a car. And I travel the planet. So a typical day, I get up at 4, I do meditation, I do learning, I do writing, and then I move. I'm still a barefoot triathlete, although I haven't been on a cycle in quite a while in South America. But I move, for in the morning. That's sacred time for me. And
Mm.
then, I dive in and I create. It's my passion. I write, I create for the collective, whatever that looks like. Um, and then I cook. I love to cook. I'm vegan, just like Stephanie. And then I relax. I mean, it's very simple,
That's
but
awesome.
yeah.
Oh God, I think one of the things that I've learned over the last year is deep relaxation. I experienced my
Hmm.
very first yoga nidra about, I would say like 8 months ago. And in that experience, I experienced like the most deep relaxation I think I've ever had. And ever since that time, I've been a long time meditator. I've meditated since
Hmm.
I was like 24. Like I just
Yeah.
kind of came in knowing what I needed to do for
Hmm.
myself. I discovered yoga at 27. Like it just kind of opened up
Hmm.
to the healing path and what I was up to. But the meditation part of yoga nidra is so powerful. And
Hmm.
so do you like
Yes.
follow something or do you kind of guide
Uh,
yourself?
I have both. I have when I had stuff for sale, if I can figure out how to get, like, I had a yoga nidra that I had for free for people. Well, it would be free now. It wasn't then. It was like $9. But yeah, I have that. But I also follow, I think her name's Kamini. I don't remember her last
Oh,
name.
yeah, she's
Yeah,
local
yeah,
here in
she's
Arizona.
yeah. So I follow her, and that is a practice. I wouldn't say I do it every day, but I'd say at least 5 days out of 7. That's a
Definitely.
sacred time in the afternoon. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of my go-to things. It's one of the
Yeah,
wisdom wands. Like, it is very profound. And certainly I always recommend it to folks that have a hard time meditating, that because that is a form of meditation. We just
absolutely.
and we've been programmed to think you need to sit on a mat and empty your mind. It's like, no, you can meditate when you're walking, when you're cooking, when you're resting. Yeah. So,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I attended a yoga nidra just recently here in Ahwatukee. There's a local yoga space, but the one that we went to was called Blue Buddha Collective. It's a really cool space
uh-huh.
up in Scottsdale, like
Hmm.
kind of border of Scottsdale and Tempe. But
Yeah.
that space, the woman who led it, and the guidance that I got as I was moving through the yoga nidra experience, like, oh my God,
Hmm.
I had such deep relaxation that
Hmm.
right now, this was like 2 weeks ago, right now, I still feel that
Yeah.
vibrational. energy of relaxation in my body. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
So I
It
can't
is
I
because
can't really talk about yoga nidra enough. It's fantastic.
no, I know. Well, it gets you into the whole delta brainwave state. I mean, that's the thing.
Yes.
It's that
Yes,
magic slice between awake and being asleep. And that's just such a powerful spot to be able to do all that self-healing. Because you
for sure.
really, that's the purpose of you becoming your own guru. You have everything that you need. The moment you take your head off the pillow in the morning, you've got everything you need. You don't need another guru. You don't need another program. You don't need to follow. You've got everything you need. And my mission is to get the holistic scaffolding out to as many humans that are ready, so you can do that work. But if it's not holistic scaffolding, I have no skin in the game, people. My wish for humanity is that we all settle in and do our own work. You
Yeah.
cannot do anybody else's work, and no one else can come in and do your work for you. But when you shed enough, and that's the beauty of holistic scaffolding, that's what it does. It sheds your bullshit programming and conditioning so you can know your true self, your soul, your spirit, your gut feeling, intuition. And that's where that unconditional love is, that we're all like looking around on like TikTok for or looking at memes. That's not going to get you there. It's also where the world peace is. I get it. I don't live in fear, and we could have a whole nother broadcast about that, baby.
You
Because
certainly can.
do you think what's happening on the planet? I'm aware of it. I absolutely am aware of it. But do you think it affects my path and my human? No. Because every time I exit wherever I am, I radiate this beautiful inner peace. That starts within. You cannot legislate love. You cannot legislate world peace. It's not going to come from there. We've been trying that business model for a long, long time, people. It
Mm.
takes cultivating that within yourself.
Yeah.
And then you
Each
radiate it. I
individual.
call it the ripple effect.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, do I still get triggered? Yeah. But I see all the beautiful souls no matter where I go on the planet. And that is just so beautiful. That's world peace. That's
That is
it.
world peace. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about manifestation.
Oh gosh. Oh, you are touching on I think I shared with you before the broadcast. I'm just finishing my next book called Manifest Mystery and Manifestation, and it is about balancing both.
Mm.
And I've stumbled upon why all this heavy manifestation, setting intention, positive affirmation, a lot of woo-woo stuff, and it still doesn't work consistently. And I've stumbled upon two magical things, and I'm just going to tell listeners right here because this is the basis of the book. Hey, whatever. Somebody needs to hear it. Number one, the reason it doesn't work is you're manifesting because you're not in alignment with your true self. You're
Mhm.
manifesting because you're manifesting because you're in alignment with your program self, what your family taught you, what your religion taught you, what your school taught you. Every should that you've ever been heard in your life, that's what you're manifesting by. And that's usually something external.
Mhm.
And that's not going to provide a whole lot of happiness long term. Yeah. The other reason that the manifestation doesn't work long term is you're out of balance. You're so heavy into the manifestation and the habits and the positive affirmations and all the woo-woo stuff. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but you're out of balance. You're not allowing for the mystery side, the trusting the multiverse, trusting your true self. And I went through that recently with Souls Healing Humanity. I was so heavy into the manifestation side that I forgot, hey, Laura, you got this whole multiverse that's behind you and supporting you. Fucking let go. Fucking let go. And I did. And I've done that in other areas of my life. That's why I travel the planet. I know it's not for everybody, but I have trusted the planet for years to trust me. Where do I need to go? That's the mystery side.
Yeah.
Now I still manifest, I still do research, like where should I stay? Where I want to, what do I want to see? But I trust the mystery. It's in balance. Even my relationship with the greatest love of my life, Dave Roby, is in balance. But all that has come through the gift of holistic scaffolding. That's why it's so powerful.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, okay, that's the end of my list. So is there anything else that you would like to talk about before we close?
Now, I'm here to help people on their journey wherever they are. Yeah, I mean, and I know a lot of people don't get my message, and that's okay. They're not, it's one of the things. Quit trying to fit in. You're not supposed to. You know, like, but some people are like, yeah, they get it. And now with everything available for free at soulshealinghumanity.com, you have nothing to lose. Go check it out. If it speaks to you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So,
Awesome. Okay, so we've got your website. Where else do you play on the socials?
oh, I'm all over the social. So I do have a YouTube channel. So,
Hmm.
and on my website at the bottom, it kind of you can click on. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. Um, yeah, I do a lot of videos, and yeah, I enjoy creating, and I can feel into what people need in that moment, and yeah, I go from there. So I trust.
Yep, that is definitely a testament for trusting the universe. Most
Yes,
definitely.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
when
how
you're like,
about since this is Wellness Wednesdays, how about a final thought about wellness?
you get to define that. You get to define your true self. You may think wellness, physical wellness, looks like, a six pack and blah, blah, blah. That's part of your programming. The holistic
Mm.
scaffolding helps you strip that. What does physical wellness look like for your true self? You get to define wellness. You get to define your own emotional wellness. You could do a whole nother session about what labels are you still attached to.
Mhm.
That's all programming. Your spiritual wellness, you get to define that for yourself. And the more work you do to strip away your programming, the more in alignment you can become. You become well all the way around. And that is my wish for humanity. That is big. It's world peace, baby.
Awesome. Oh, thank you, Laura. This has been so much
You're
fun.
welcome. Thank you. It's been my
Uh,
delight. So I love all you people.
yes, I do too.
Thank you.